If you're a contractor, do you want to know why your ATRs keep getting denied? It's because they suck. Year over year, thousands of insurance claims get either underpaid or don't get any coverage whatsoever. And many of those claims that are underpaid should actually be total roof replacements. Many times, the difference between a partial repair and a total replacement just comes down to documentation. I'm Mike G, managing partner of Delta Public Adjusting, one of the fastest growing public adjusting firms in the entire Southeast. And I'm gonna teach you exactly how we do our repairability assessments. We've helped thousands of homeowners go from partial repairs to total roof replacements, specifically based on documentation. And the repairability assessment is very critical. Now, before we get started doing any repairability assessments, we've got to go over the basic tools you need to be as successful as possible. Remember, dealing with insurance claims is kind of like a mini court case. It is all dependent on the quality of documentation and evidence you provide to the carrier. So you need to be a professional and have all the tools necessary to provide a quality repair assessment. Any roofer worth their salt is going to have your typical hammer, something like this. If you're fancy spancy pants, you'll have one of the shingle hammers, anything to hammer the fasteners back in. Just your normal typical flat bar, the dreaded roof snake that most Allstate adjusters just love to harp on. You've got yourself a flexible flat putty knife, a nice thin bristled brush, and then of course a shingle of whatever type of roofing material you're actually going to do the repairability assessment on. If the roof you're doing an assessment on is a 3-tab, use a 3-tab shingle. If it's a laminate, use a laminate, and if it's an Atlas Chalet, just sue the insurance company. Now, most of the roofers that I work with at least have the basics down. Hammer, flat bar, roof snake. Sometimes they'll have this little putty knife. Sometimes they'll have the brush. Obviously the shingle. But where a lot of roofers make the mistake, and I see it all the time, is when they provide a repairability assessment or ATR to our firm for us to review, they're not using a pitch hopper to go solo dolo on their repair assessments. They're having their partner, their buddy, the office admin girl, whoever, hold up their phone and film the person doing the ATR. Sucks every single time. It diminishes the quality of your repairability assessment. It just looks amateur. And quite honestly, whoever is typically holding the phone is so hopped up on Monster energy drinks. There's just angles all over the place. Stop that. Completely unusable. But I highly recommend use your pitch hopper, put that on the side of the roof, get yourself one of these Joby little tripod things, and boom, look at how beautiful it is. You get the right angle every single time. And guess what? When you have this set up, instead of wasting resources, 2 people to do one ATR, you can have one person doing an ATR, the other one knocking doors, getting the whole neighborhood. Now we've got the perfect setup for our repair assessment. We've got the pitch hopper ready to go, all the tools of the trade, and the tripod, so you don't have to waste 2 people to do a repair assessment. Now, let's go over something that's super critical when it comes to a repair assessment. Gone are the days where you can just simply say, this is the wind damage shingle, and I'm gonna see if there's any damages to the surrounding shingles. Nah, you gotta stop that nonsense. Be a professional. What you need to do is obviously bracket out the wind damage shingle. There's no wind damage here, so I'm just gonna use this shingle as an example. We'll put an X. Let's pretend there was some wind damage up here. This is the shingle that's been scoped in by the insurance company. I like to use a different color chalk. It's just easier to read. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna chalk up all of the surrounding shingles that may potentially be negatively impacted by this repair assessment. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start at the bottom left-hand side and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 7. Sometimes there's 8, just depending on how the shingles are staggered. Now, the reason why we do this is because many insurance adjusters, they're not roofing professionals. So we need to be good partners and explain to them what concerns we're seeing. One way of doing that is laying out the playing field and explaining exactly what shingles could be damaged. So now we go in here. I like to put little brackets here. This is number 1. That's shingle number 1. Then you go through here. This is the end of shingle 2. bracket. Going through here, that's shingle number 4. Shingle number 3 ends at that butt joint here to 3. Then we've got 5, which starts right here. Nice little bracket. 5 ends about right here. That's where 6 begins. Now you get the idea. I went a little too far in there, but you get the idea there. Then you've got 7, bracket there, and 7 ends about right here. All right. So now, if there's any concerns, if there's any net new damages that occur as a direct result of the issued repair, we can quickly identify not only in the video evidence, but also the photo evidence, what exact shingle we're concerned about. If there's a tear on shingle 7, I'm gonna have a photo with number 7 showing here with a tear. If there's material transfer on number 5, I'm gonna show that and I'm gonna say, hey, look at the picture where it says number 5 here. That material transfer is a major concern. Hopefully that makes sense. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the claim number in. 000-007-56. We'll say that's a fictitious claim number. And we wanna put the homeowner's name. This homeowner is Mr. Krabs. I call this gridding out. Very critical. I see a lot of repair ATRs from contractors when they send us referrals and they just skip this super crucial part. Stop skipping this part. Does it take a little bit more time? Yes, but it's well worth it. Now take a look at where my tripod is situated. It's about perpendicular to my work area. The reason why I like having my tripod situated perpendicular is because it will show the adjuster just how much or how little I'm lifting the shingle up. Many times adjusters will say, well, you were too rough, you lifted the shingle too high, yada, yada, yada. With this angle, this perpendicular angle, you're gonna be able to see exactly how much you lifted the shingle up. Now let's talk about the type of damages that should be concerning and things you should call out during a repair assessment. The critical things to look out for is any shingle tearing, any extreme material transfer, hinge creasing, a ton of granule loss, effectively anything that fundamentally changes the water shedding ability, causes net new damages to the surrounding shingles you want to document. You want to set your phone up on the tripod over there, but as soon as you see any damages like tearing especially, go to your tripod, pick up the phone and get a nice close-up. Show the adjuster what you're seeing in real time. One of the worst things you can do is have your tripod way over there where you can hardly see what's going on and say, oh, it's tearing, oh, it's tearing, oh, it exploded. Be the professional, pick up the tripod, get a nice close zoom in, and then show them in real time what's happening. Okay, we've gridded out. One final thing. Go ahead and make a little box over here. Put a C over it, that's just your control area. Just like your 5th grade science class that you nearly failed in middle school. Scientific method requires that you have a control so you can compare and contrast the changes to an area that has not been manipulated with any repairs. Next, we're gonna take our before photos. What I like to do is get an overview of just the general area, then I get nice and close up to each numbered shingle and each section of the numbered shingle. Remember, think of your end product. Your end product is gonna be a report comparing and contrasting the before condition and the after condition. All these photos that you get blurry with different angles because your wife thinks that she's an Instagram model, yeah, that's not gonna work. You need nice, tight, close-up photos. Get my overview, then I get nice and tight. This section of 7, this section of 7, this section of 7. It's typically about 3 photos per numbered shingle. My phone's about to overheat, so I need to get this moving, but you understand the concept. Close-up photos. All that prep work, and the only thing left is to actually do the repair assessment. Now I'm gonna do the repair assessment exactly how I would do it for one of my paying clients. How's it going, Handle Adjuster? We're here at the property of Mr. Krabs, the owner of the luscious Krabby Patty, and the claim number is 000756. Today we're going to be doing a repairability assessment on this wind damage shingle right here. I've bracketed the wind damage shingle that has been scoped in, and I numbered all of the surrounding shingles 1 through 7 to show you all the shingles that may potentially be damaged as a part of this repair scope. Let's go ahead and get some close-ups of the surrounding shingles and their condition. We've also provided still photos of the condition of the shingles. Now what we're gonna do is put you over here. I'm gonna give you a continuous shot of the repairability assessment. First thing we need to do is release the seals of the surrounding shingles. I'm gonna start here with shingle 6. And what I can tell is that there's already a lot of pushback. The adhesive is very strongly bonded. There's no damage just yet, but I have a fear that the shingle may start tearing just because of how strong this adhesive bonding is. Let me try more towards the edge. That's a little better. You can see shingle still bonded, tools hovering here in the air. It's getting stuck here. I've been doing this for quite some time. I can already tell there's some extensive material transfer that's occurring right here on the shingle. And I'm gonna pause. I wanna get you closer so you can see exactly what's going on here. The tool is floating, shingle's nice and stuck and adhered. My concern, if you can focus right here, where all this granule's falling off, my concern is that there's extreme material transfer occurring here. Obviously you can't feel it through the video, but you can actually see the tool is about to pierce through. See this granule loss coming here? That's not just granule loss, that's a tool, and it's pierced through. You can see right there. And that shingle is still adhered. And there we go. It's a major concern. What I'm gonna do is just bracket this so we don't forget to come back and take still photos of that. Let's continue forward. It's just getting completely stuck. I'm being as gentle as possible, coming in at the right angle. I don't want to cause any undue damage to the shingle, but I need to release it. The tool is completely getting stuck. And torn again. See that tear right there? And you can see how bonded that shingle is to the bottom shingle. Just exposed fiberglass. This thing just exploded on me. And that, and tearing right through. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just bracket this. We'll come back to this later. It's a major concern, but what I'll do is I'm gonna switch tools. Sometimes it's advantageous to use a flatter tool like a flexible putty knife. Sometimes I found that it's easier to break seals without causing too much damage with a tool like this. So let's go ahead. I'll put you back over here. And let's see. We still aren't done with 6, so let's get in here. Tool's getting stuck. It's hard as a rock underneath here. And the tool is just cutting, slicing through. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Sorry for all the back and forth handling adjuster. I just wanna support you as best as possible when assessing repair versus replace. I go in here, this is where it tore. So I switched tools to try to get better leverage under the shingle. And it's tearing even more. That's no good. Let me try going into this shingle here. No good. But maybe it's just that shingle. Let's try with number 5. Again, with the sharp putty knife that's nice and flat. Hopefully we can cut through the bonding without causing damage to the shingle. And you can just hear it. It's like you're knocking on wood. No good. Let me try through the middle. You can see same thing's happening here. Tool's wanting to bite all the way through, which is no good. We'll try over here on an edge. There we go. Okay, sweet. Let's see if this works. We got this. It's unbonded there, which is a great entry point. And it's not wanting to go any further. And cut. See that cut there? Whew. Go ahead and mark this for later. Get a photo for you. All right, so we've tried 2 different tools causing catastrophic damage, tearing, material transfer. Let's go ahead and try with the old trusty roof snake. Roof snakes, I highly don't recommend them for laminate shingles, but I want to try with 3 different tools just to eliminate any doubt that the improper tools or the improper techniques were used. So let's try with number 7. Number 7's fresh. Let's see if this butt end is a little loosey-goosey, and it is. Great, so we'll try from here. Oh, no. No bueno. You can just see how horrible of a condition this roof is. Definitely not good. Shingle just crumbles like a Pringle. No good. What I'm going to do is just continue the video. I'm going to try to unseal all the shingles. We'll go from there. Tool's getting stuck. Tool completely tore. At this point, what I'm going to do is just put a pause on this repairability assessment. It's causing catastrophic damage to the surrounding shingles. And quite frankly, I don't want to be liable to this damage. The issued repair by the carrier is simply not feasible. But we'll go ahead and document for you and provide you the video evidence, photo evidence. Thank you for your consideration. And there you have it. Now, don't be afraid to stop your repairability assessment. This is an extreme case. There's a lot of material transfer. There's a lot of tearing that's occurring on this shingle. Typically, when I see a shingle this bad, and I got damage on every surrounding shingle, most surrounding shingles, I pause and I just end it right there. Because quite frankly, I don't want the liability for any additional leaking. Any insurance adjuster with 2 brain cells to rub together is gonna know that this is not repairable. Now, don't forget, just like the before photos, you've got to get clear and concise photos of the after. What I'll have to do is take my little tool, and what I'll do is I'll go in there and it just shows the tear so much better. The measurements, make sure you get the number here. When you get punctures like this, I go whoop. I forgot to mention this, but take a photo of the before condition and then the after condition of the control. And there you have it, you slippery little lizards. It's as easy as that, documenting the before and after. Now, on a 3 tab, what you're typically gonna get is a lot of material transfer, tearing, but also hinge creasing. Doesn't matter what type of damage it is, the concept remains the same. Make sure there's clear documentation of the before and after the repair assessment. Now, if you're good at your job, you're probably saying, well, Mike G, this is amateur stuff. I do this every time and I still get my claims denied. Let me show you one more critical thing that you need to be adding to every repair assessment report. And that critical thing is documenting the overall condition of the roof. You see, believe it or not, insurance adjusters are not the enemy. They are cogs in a massive machine and they're just trying to get a paycheck like me and you. They have to follow corporate guidelines, and their bosses, they have to follow those guidelines as well. So give them enough ammunition to make the claim make sense. So what I like to do on every single claim is look for any of the areas that are in very poor condition. I mean, just look at that exposed fiberglass. Poor condition valleys, guess what? If we get this front slope approved, I can then argue that the valleys are in very poor condition. We got to install ice and water barrier. There's no way that we can lift up these shingles to do so without causing additional damages. In short, I'm getting this entire gable. Things like chipping, exposed fiberglass. Don't be afraid of documenting that. It shows the adjuster that you're keeping it real and explaining that the roof is in poor condition. How many times has an insurance adjuster claimed that the hail damage you're claiming is just blistering? Well, guess what? Blistering can be used to your advantage, especially when you're trying to explain that the roof is in poor condition. Look, if you found this video useful, go ahead and hit subscribe, like, share, follow, do the whole social media thing. It helps me out tremendously. And if you're a roofing owner looking for training for you and your team, go ahead and message me on whatever social media platform. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. We'll set something up. If you've got claims in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, hit me up. We're licensed in those states and we can help your clients secure the win. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.